Alright, so this video is going to be a bit different. Perhaps you've noticed it, and the reason for that is I am using Screencast-O-Matic to record this one. And the reason for that is two things. First off, I want you to be able to see what a video shot with Screencast-O-Matic in full screen looks like. So if you like it, then know that you can get the same quality for free using Screencast-O-Matic, the free version. And secondly, I'm going to record myself using Camtasia, and unfortunately I cannot record myself, using Camtasia with Camtasia. Doesn't work. So first off, let's open up Camtasia. It's going to appear right here. Let's click on Start Recording. We're going to go with full screen. Okay, hopefully it doesn't bug things out. Let me look. No, it doesn't look like it's bugging out. So what I want to do in this video is I just want to show you the quality you can expect from a video from Camtasia, how to edit them. I'm not going to go over too much because it's so simple and they have video tutorials. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you the good export settings, because if you fail your export settings, your video is going to look much uglier than it should actually. So Camtasia is right here. I'm actually recording while I'm using Camtasia, so I could have done it. I'm so stupid. Okay, so this is the slide videos that you saw in the beginning of the course, but I'm actually going to stop recording this then, because it's a bit useless. Okay, so we're in this in the editor. So as soon as you've recorded something on Camtasia, it's going to appear in the media section here. Then all you need to do is drag the media out to this, it's called a timeline. Okay, and this is where you actually work on videos. So this is the timeline. Usually when I end my videos, there's a latency between when I stop talking and then I need to actually go ahead and click on stop recording. So I always end up deleting something here, something like 10 seconds of videos, but I already did that. And the way you do that is, the way you do this is you simply select a part of the timeline by keeping the tab key pushed, pressed, and selecting what you want, and then just hitting back. But it's going to look different on whether or not you're using Camtasia for Mac or for Windows. So look, there's a couple things that I always do in my videos, and you're going to recognize them. Is I always add a cursor effect, because the cursor really looks quite small on your screen, and it's just, I want people to be able to see it, even if someone would look my video with a half-blind person were to watch my videos. I want them to still be able to see my moves. Okay, so audio effects. Looks, if you have a good microphone, you're not going to need any of this. Honestly, it just doesn't compute with me. I just never use it. Video effect, I never do too. Because the reason I don't is I want my videos to look professional. And remember those those videos that you would watch in 2007, and people would make them with Windows Movie Maker, whatever it was. It doesn't look good. Okay, it doesn't look good, and none of these actually look good in my opinion. I mean, why would I ever do that, right? If you want to remove an effect, it's going to be located right under. You can see the effects of both cursor, highlight, and sepia. I'm going to remove that one, again, by hitting the back button. So what do I think you should know about? Annotations are pretty cool. So in case you forgot to say something in your video, you can always add text. Okay. And if you don't want to speak in your video, you may as well add text, but you're going to have to add a lot of it. And so that's how you add your text. You can move it around, etc. So right here is the length of the annotation. That means it's going to start at 2 minutes and 1 second, and it's going to go all the way to 2 minutes and about 5 seconds. And you can make it both bigger. Come on. You can make it bigger move it around. Okay, but that's just theory. I'm not going to actually put that in my video. So a lot of different bubbles. Really, they're all text holders. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which one you use. You can go ahead and point out to something that's important in the video. Yeah, you can do that if you want. I never do it though. But those are cool little effects. I mean, I create so many videos. Problem is I shoot at least 10 videos a day, so I don't go in depth with what I do. Perhaps I should, perhaps I should. And those are just, oopsies, those are just holders here. Okay, so frames that you can add to your video. Something that I use very often is the blur, blur out information. For example, I'm typing in a password or even my email address in some cases. I'm going to blur it out with this blurriness annotation. I'm not sure that's how it's called, but basically if you head to annotation and go to blur, this is it. And it has the same properties as every annotation, meaning you can make it bigger, smaller, etc. And yeah, you can blur out pretty much anything. So as you can see, you can still see through it, but the idea is to get, to hide text, important information. Okay, so that's pretty much it. But if you've never used Camtasia, excuse me, and you're going to use it for the first time, you're going to render your video and it's not going to look good. And you might wonder, well, why is that? It's because Camtasia is by default going to break down your screen. It's going to lower the pixels on your screen, and you're going to see that if you click here, or I have to click on the actual frame. Now I'm at 100% when it comes to the scale, but by default, you're going by default, you're going to be set at 50%. It's always that way. It's always that way. Yeah, you're going to be set at 50%. But you won't even notice it because the canvas is also going to be set to 50%. Right? So this is what you're going to see. And to you, it looks good. It looks awesome. But if you export it, it's going to be ugly. Okay, it is going to be ugly. It's going to be all blurry. You won't even be able to read anything. So what you need to do is you need to click on this, scale up all the way to 100%. The rotations and the position, the opacity, etc. Just don't touch that unless you know what you're doing. And then you're going to need to adjust the canvas by zooming out, adjust canvas, and going with YouTube 1080p. That's what I'm recording. Now, do keep in mind I have a lot of space, I have hardwares, etc. But I'm here to tell you that there's something quite annoying with Camtasia, but it's necessary to have really high quality videos. My videos are the highest quality. The thing is, for this video, which is going to be 3 minutes something, the file is probably going to end up being 1/4 of a gigabyte. So it's big. The files are big, they're heavy, and I'm going to show you how to make them smaller if you want. So in order to export your video, head to the share button here, click on advanced export. If you click on export, you won't be able to select settings which you want to do. So if you click on advanced export, get first off a couple options. The first one is export to MP4, which is what I do, but then you have all of these different different extensions, but I just always go with MP4. Naming it, of course. Alright. And then if you click on option, this is where it gets interesting. The frame rate, I always go with the highest because look, this, it's not as if they were offering 30, 25, 15. It's 30, 15, 10, and 15 looks awful, so don't even go with that. Keyframe every 24 frames. I don't know what a keyframe is. I really don't. I've never touched this in my video. They look good. So the quality. Okay, look, it says smaller file size or higher quality. I've maxed this out because I don't care if my files, are heavy. I really don't. So to me, it's not a problem. But if you can't afford to have, 5 videos, 5-minute videos, and that's 2 gigabytes. If you can't really afford that, then go with smaller file size. Do keep in mind that if you go with the lowest file size, your video is going to be ugly. So high quality, smaller file size, Maybe you'll be able to find a balance. I just maxed it out. And image size is the current image size. So don't mess with that. Just adjust the canvas to 1080p, and then you won't have to select it here. You just can keep current in. Just click on OK, and then once that's done, you can export, and it takes a couple of minutes. It's not so long, really.